All right, we're live. We're good. And
Hello.
good evening, Joe Hunter 73. Nice to see you.
How are you, Wes?
Yeah. And yeah, good evening. So, Casey, have you been seeing any of the posts on social media about the San Diego Comic Con? The
Uh,
toy
the
fair?
Colts, the Colt Slither stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's
Is that
becoming
talking about?
fast and furious. I was just scrolling through it while I was preparing.
I'm hitting Ronnie up because he wanted to watch.
Oh, okay. I actually did social media on this one.
Yeah, but he couldn't find it where when you set it up ahead of time, people can find it easy. He couldn't find it.
Oh, par for the course with me. Do it the first time and fail, and keep doing it better and better. So
People find it.
yeah, but
So how are you
so
today?
I'm good. I'm good. It's nice to sit down and talk toys and stuff after a long, long and stressful week. You know, and just chilling and looking. Talks. I got my Fatal Fluffy in.
Yeah, I got mine too.
Oh yeah, I was so happy I got him. And I had to say something. All the small guys. Like Grindstone Toys. Call sign Longbow, and
Mm-hmm.
especially Delta 17 articulated wrists.
Yeah.
Good evening, Jim.
Hey, Jim. My dog is in full whine mode. I am sorry, everybody.
She wants her share of the camera. And good evening, Ronnie, or
Ronnie
good
Trick Shot.
day.
Good day.
Yeah, so yeah, and then I opened up got my
Ramar.
Ramar out, yeah. And I gotta say, Ramar's nice, but I wish I had some Sergeant what is it, Sergeant Savage or G.I. Joe Extreme. I think he'd fit in with those guys better.
I just have him throwing Duke around would make Hillbilly happy.
Well, yeah. Oh, and speaking of the
Mr.
man,
Hillbilly. And G.I. Jokers pops in. Hey,
hey, whoop,
awesome.
there you go.
Yeah, we
So
had a really good stream this morning showing off the amazing toy photography of Emerald Knight photos. My goodness, man. He knocks it out of the park. Crazy what he does with the camera and Photoshop. And recommend if you don't follow him on Instagram, it's a good follow.
yeah, yeah. No, I was working as usual in the morning, and oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's tricky. It doesn't always want to come on. So I get for bargain shopping.
So yeah, no, yeah, no. It's been a good week for Joe. Well, it's been especially good weekend. Like I said, the news coming out of New York Toy Fair is just coming out fast and furious. Just I know right now Full Force is live streaming everything he
Oh yeah,
saw today. Yeah. So was not expecting to go up against him, but but the your dog is in full force tonight.
I know. She's been
The
like this all day, and she's been getting all the attention in the world. She just wants more.
oh
I'll spoiler after the show.
Spoiler after the show. The oh yeah, oh, crush that like button. And
Nice, Billy.
thanks. Yeah, no, but I think earlier in the week we saw the reveal that it was going to be Cold Slither for San Diego Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like a lot of fans, I felt that's the one of the perfect topics for a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It's not something that everybody wants. It appeals to two people, the cartoon aficionados and the hardcore completionists. And that kicks, you know, two check boxes. And you know, they just revealed the set. I don't know if they revealed the 6-inch figures yet. They did the digital reviews. I haven't seen pictures of the 6-inch figures yet as of tonight, but they showed a picture of the whole box at Toy Fair.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and then but the other thing is Super 7 is doing the retro O-Ring Plus figures, and they're doing the Zartan with color change as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And Casey, what's your initial thoughts? Are you thinking going all in on the Cold Slither, or just going for a figure or two, or one or the other?
Probably not going to go in on the Cold Slither just because some things are just a little too niche for me. With the prices that it would be from the con and figures that are just not really my cup of tea, I probably won't get them unless they're on some really good sale or something. I mean, I would like to have them. I just don't want to pay con prices for them, and I definitely don't want to pay second-hand prices for them.
It's going to be interesting because sometimes the con stuff eventually gets clearanced out because it wasn't the big hit that they expected it, and then on other sides it just blows up and you never get a chance. And Hillbilly saying the Universal Monsters O-rings from Super 7 look great.
They do.
I haven't decided if I want to do those. I mean, they do look good, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know if they fit. If it fits, it ships. You know. And Ronnie, I'm starting a toy company, and all the figures you blokes would want, they're going to be Adelaide, Australia exclusives. Good luck, boys. So that means we're going to get the Magda and the White Clown and Captain Min and all those guys.
We got to go to Adelaide to get them.
Oh, and Wes is going, I'll probably get the O-Rings Cold Slither Zartan, and he's sure they'll come out with the rest as well. And I agree. That's something that I would probably do. I'll probably get the O-Rings. You know, they could jam out on the deck of the flag. But they also showed something with the Average Joe band. That was the at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's screaming Super 7 right there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy they're doing a lot of cartoon-inspired stuff, but she's not happy. She wants more comic-inspired stuff.
Well, now she's like at the end of my desk, out of reach, so I can't even pet her, and just sitting there whining.
Oh. But yeah,
sorry.
No, that's fine. Ooh, Hillbilly Creature from Black Lagoon will be a good Kraken. Yeah, maybe a head swap, and then there you go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I know that Skeletron is doing the Red Shadows stuff, so I don't know if there's going to be a lot of Red Shadows stuff coming either from Hasbro or Super 7. But they kind of touched the Action Force stuff with who's the 6-inch girl that came with was it Glenda that came with the
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I don't have the
Coral? Was it Coral?
Coral. Yes, Coral. Yeah, and because I don't have the classified Dragonfly, I don't remember other than Night Force Ripcord and Crazy Legs.
Right.
And or was it yeah, it was anyway. But so the other things too was they showed the Frag Viper without his helmet on, and he looks almost like zombie. Oh, and and really that wave isn't looking like other than the Cold Slither figures box set, which if it hits Hasbro Pulse and on clearance or whatever, or God forbid Ollie's and Ross, maybe, but I have no desire on that. Now the other things, looking through was the rest of the Super 7 wave has been announced. You got the cartoon Snake Eyes.
Okay.
Was one of the figures.
Maybe that'd be coming.
And oh geez, I'm trying to find the Super 7 stuff.
Did you see Joe Hunter's comment?
Joe Hunter. Marty McFly looked great. The but the Super 7 stuff was you got Wild Bill, you got Winter Cobra Commander, you got cartoon Snake Eyes, which looks to be almost just a redeco of the first Snake Eyes we got. And then you got Cold Slither Zartan. So I mean, there's a lot of people into the Wild Bill, and the one that I don't need is Snake Eyes. I think getting that first Snake Eyes was enough. I don't really need to have a cartoon colorway of Snake Eyes again.
You know what? I probably will get that though to go with my cartoon version of CoverGirl. I mean, it's so cartoon that I gotta have some more that are just straight up Sunbow to go put them together.
No, and so there you go. Wes is going go great with the Ghostbusters O-rings and Axel Foley. So that'll be Marty McFly again. Yeah, it's a good wave. I mean, I know that. I mean, the classified figures, the biggest one that I really liked and I forgot about it was the Snake Eyes and the Polar Bear from the Mass Device. That looks solid. That looks really solid. And Law and Order looks really good. I mean, they got a lot of nice figures coming out, and the 6-inch line, they crush it. But with the flag and all those vehicles, it's like it's O-ring.
Yeah.
I'd love to get Wild Bill and stuff him in a Dragonfly, and because he's a good color. He really stands out. He looks a little bit more meteor, and like to do some more part swapping. See what works, what doesn't work. I like the fact that you can take your Super 7 figures and swap heads. If you swap parts with the other straight neck figures from 82 to 84, 85. Because we haven't gotten the Dreadnoks yet, and those guys are all swivel neck. They're not ball neck. So
yeah, I'm with you on the 6-inch figures. But can I show you what I picked up today?
What did you pick up today?
I went to me and Matt went to the Toy Pit up in Indianapolis. Amazing place. I picked up my second Mondo figure.
Ah, nice.
Man at Arms. And to be fair, it's not a 6-inch figure. It's 12.
No. So Jim was glad they revealed how the figures would fit in the classified snake armor. And then Ronnie with the wonderful comment, "Oh no, here comes the Motu."
You're welcome.
Yeah, I've got nothing but Joe around me. I'm in my happy place. Of course, upstairs I have actually no, that's not fair. I finally
That's Joe adjacent.
yeah, Joe adjacent.
If it's in the comic books, it's Joe adjacent.
Did make its appearance. Wes is hilarious. Casey's dog is a big no-no on 6-inch figures because she knows it's not the Lord's scale.
She does know that.
Yeah. You know, it's
all show.
Yeah, she's part of the show.
No Motu rest of the day.
Nope. No, I've been mostly because of the week, you know, I haven't really gotten much. we got G.I. Joe 314. You know, that's coming up. That's probably a missile or two. You know, this is a live stream. This is not going to be released on the podcast feed. And just wanted to do the ducks nuts. Nice. So I just wanted to do something different. It's been a while since we did a live stream. You know, thinking about maybe doing a monthly live stream just so I can have a week off from editing. Jim Meal, who's in the chats right now, he was a guest with Casey and I. And Ronnie is interrupting me. 3 3/4 the perfect length. I mean scale. And you know, not gonna touch that with a 20-foot pole. But yeah, so it's like we recorded with Jim 2 weeks ago. I'm over halfway done with the edit. Just cleaning things up, and it's just been chaos with everything going on. My dad came home on Wednesday, so it's been the days leading up to his discharge and the days after getting him settled in have been eventful, to say the least. And you know, I haven't forgotten the podcast, obviously. You know, but coming up, you know, so we have that episode with Jim, revisiting a very early missile. And then we have G.I. Joe 314. We have Energon Universe. And I think we are in the beginning stages of planning the next vehicle playset or trailer feature, Casey, would you say?
Yes.
And I think we're going to bring on another friend of the channel, friend of the show. Yep. He might even be in the chats right now. So we got a full March planned. So this is going to be fun. And
to be fair, the Energon is from September.
Yes, Energon for September. Three books. It's going to be a nice shorter episode. And then let's see. We got some other things we want to do. We want to do a different military and adventure comic book.
Yeah, we want to review Delta 17 comic. That would be fun.
Yeah, with Casey, you can't get around a podcast without mentioning at least Delta 17 once, without mentioning Motu at least once, and he's always plugging Skeletron on his forehead.
I plug everything I love, Gary. Yeah, Chaplain's Assistant Motor Product all day.
Yeah, and I got
Joe Berg. That's right.
I got Joe Berg. I got my Joe Berg shirt on because it's cold where I'm recording right now. I mean, it's heated, but it's still not.
So, good friend of the show, Rex Ship 85. He did his very first Instagram live, and he did it on last week when we had Ken from Toy Connections on. We were doing nothing but Delta 17 top fives, and then inspired him so much he bought 4 that day right on the stream. He went out and ordered 4, and he did his little review on them. And he says that he doesn't like me that much anymore because he loves the figures, and he's going to get them all.
They're and how many retrograde figures is he going to end up with?
I don't know. He didn't get any of them yet. He got he got solid picks. He got Rooster, Jaguar. I wish I could remember off the top of my head. I know those 2 for sure. Oh, and Red Okami and the Gray Okami. Those are the 4 he got, and he's excited for more.
Yeah.
You can't pick them up and not want more. And
No,
I'm hoping the same thing for, the other O-rings when they finally come out.
Yeah. I really think Delta 17 set a really high bar. Skeletron has hinted that they might work with Grindstone Toys on some more O-ring figures. Grindstone Toys, the guys behind Call Sign Longbow.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really looking forward to having more than just Ghost figure I have. I enjoy my Ghost figure, but
Me too.
I really enjoy the O-ring Wolf Trooper / Skeletron figure.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, that one's just the bee's knees. And but we still got Call Sign not Call Sign, we just said that. We still have Operation Recall, and we still have Legends of the Hidden Force. Both multiple years out.
You know what? I hope not, because honestly, I think I've already been into Longbow for 3 years, I think. So I'm hoping sooner rather than later. But
I think Longbow is the furthest. I think the furthest along, only because they've gotten some product to us. I think next up is Legends of the Hidden Forces coming. Yeah, and then I think there's rumor of Heavy Armor Toys, the people that backed their flag army builders in the Navy.
Yeah.
I've heard some people have gotten some of the figures already, but it seems like only the smaller orders have been shipped, not the larger orders. I forget whether I have 2 or 4 sets coming in. I know I have a lot. I have a couple sets for me, a couple sets for my Norwegian friend. Got a couple of the extras, and it's going to be huge. But one of the things, though, I want to get back a little bit on track, was a little bit more about New York Toy Fair. Did you see any of the mask prototypes that they were showing?
Avoid those like the plague, because I want them, and I know if I start doing my research on them, I'll get them. And honestly, I can't afford another toy line.
I'm gonna say I'm probably going to buy those.
I don't blame you.
The only thing, if I got to be critical, is they don't have elbows. The arms are one piece.
Huh.
They have shoulders, so it looks like they can go up and do down, but the arms are rigid. So there's no swivel arm, there's no elbows. We got the dude. Hi, the dude. And he says, I was going to be in on mask, but the prices are going to keep me out. I have not seen the prices on masks, so that might be a barrier for me as well.
For
like
sure.
Casey, got all those Kickstarters coming in, and wow, even Hillbilly says they'll be too high for him as well. So,
and the sad thing is, they look so good.
I'm a vehicle guy.
Yeah.
So that's really going to be the, even the best part is G.I. Joe does have a matte tracker.
Mm-hmm.
A 4-inch scale matte tracker. They made 2 variations. One, the original matte tracker, part of the 25th anniversary, and then in 2017 for the San Diego Comic-Con, they did the Revolutions Matt Trekker. So I'm sorry. I think you gotta buy his oh god, I can't think of the name of his Camaro. The Camaro with the doors fly up. Oh,
If somebody in the chat knows what
oh
is
yeah.
that?
Yeah, what is that Camaro's name? So I don't have to
I was trying to
Google it.
think Condor, but I don't think it's Condor. I think that's the green bike.
Yes, Condor's the green bike. And the Condor's only $30. And the Rhino is like Thunderhawk. Okay, the Thunderhawk.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
And Wes.
And Wes
and Hillbilly.
Thank you, everybody, for showing us that we do not know Mask as well as we know G.I. Joe and Delta 17 and Motu. $100
$100 for the semi. Wow.
I don't know. That's pretty close to my limit. I think I could swing that if I really want it.
Yeah, I don't spend a lot of money on toys. Big money. This is pricey.
What are you talking about? Big money on toys? Big money on toys?
Cost more.
Oh my gosh, really? Oh my god.
Yeah. And that's after I talked him down $75.
Wow. Oh gosh, it's flying. Ah! My RoboSkull SE is upstairs. It's perched on the stand. That one is eventually supposed to fly above my flag. That was the destination. I have to get down into the basement because I've been pulling all the toys out to take pictures and rearrange things. It's an absolute cluster behind me. And I just haven't gotten around.
So
Joe Hunter
I didn't realize same size as the originals?
No, they're 3 3/4. They are in the Lord scale.
The Lord, now we have to get them. How can we be a Lord scale podcast and not get them?
Yeah, I gotta. You know what? That's why we got to incorporate and take these purchases and make sure that they're being used properly. Oh, the dude's saying 2 3/4, but that's not what I saw. I thought they were 3 3/4.
Well, he knew the price on something we didn't, so I would say he might have more of the scoop. We were thinking about getting a podcast from the pit shirts that mentions the Lord scale, and on the back, I forget who it was in our chat one day. It was so funny. They said nobody goes full classified.
Nobody goes
from the line of in Tropic Thunder. Nobody goes.
Original scale with ball joints. I just went on to Mask. I'm going on Mask's site while you, Casey, you want to keep going for a minute? And
well, to not get banned, I can't go farther with that story.
Oh, okay.
But when they said it in the chat, it cracked me up so much, and it made me think, "Oh man, we got to put that on a shirt."
Yeah, no, it's gonna be.
There, never go full classified.
Never go full classified.
If you've seen Tropic Thunder, you know what we're talking about.
Yes, yeah, Tropic Thunder, great. I'm just gonna have to go with what the dude says. It's gonna be original scale. If it's original scale, I'm not gonna get in on it.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be in the proper scale for me to really consider picking up that extra toy line. I used to have this rule that if I pick up a new toy line, I drop an old one. And at this point, everything that I buy, I don't want to drop.
Yeah, and that's a good problem to have when you're doing something. This week I went to my local comic shop, and Ronnie's going 2 3/4 is not long enough. I mean, tall enough. That's what she said.
Yeah, no, I'm not dropping Motu, Joe.
No, I'm going to be. See, Molly has
That's
spoken.
not Molly. That's not Molly. Molly's over there. That's Jade.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
a stray cat hangs outside, and she likes to give her the business. I'll mute it for a minute while she stops.
Okay. So, all right. So we talked a little bit about Super 7, Classified, New York Toy Fair. Yeah. So I was doing my local comic shop and I picked up the 2-pack Marvel Legends set of Power Man Iron Fist. And the Power Man is more of the newer style Luke Cage, which is probably the last 7-8 years or so. Not retro inspired, much more modern comic. There was a Around that time period, there was a Power Man Iron Fist series, and this borrows heavily from that design for Power Man. Iron Fist, on the other hand, is from the Immortal Iron Fist series from the early 2000s. And I love that series because one of my favorite pencilers did some backups in it, which is Russ Heath. And you might know him from the pencils to G.I. Joe 24. He also did a ton of character designs for G.I. Joe animation in both Sunbow, and I believe I saw his initials on some stuff from Deke. And then, he's also this guy that did a ton of war comics in the 50s. And I've got a couple of those in poor condition as well, but I have them, and that's what matters to me. And it's upstairs with the rest of my Marvel Legends. They don't really hang out with my Joes too much.
Now that Power Man, has he got the yellow shirt, black pants? Or is
Yeah,
it like a t-shirt?
yeah, it's a yellow T-shirt,
Hmm.
and he just looks like a regular dude, which is like not exciting at all. But it's how he's now, pictured in the comics. So it's a nice modern thing. And he's
I
also
prefer the
was,
80s.
hmm?
I prefer the 80s look with the yellow button up, blue pants, the weird boots, and the thing around his head.
Yeah.
That's my Power Man.
And I have that version right now. He's with one of the first versions of Iron Fist. And that's when he doesn't have his green coat. So the
Mhm.
guy I bought it from on eBay put the Toy Biz coat over the Iron Fist, and it fits like perfect. But he has the U ab cut, and the new Iron Fist is more modern construction, where it's the straight cut across the chest, and it bends a little more natural. I'm surprised that Marvel Legends and GI Joe, those guys don't communicate as much together because I think they're just you know perfectly matched engineering
Yeah,
wise with Hasbro.
they're missing opportunities left and right.
Yeah, I mean, it took us how long to get an airborne
Yeah,
from
I'm
GI
saying some of the stuff that Legends is doing with their stuff is superior to Classified, and some of the stuff Classified is doing is better than that. They should just take lessons off each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I only have a couple Black Series figures for Star Wars, and it's fine. But I
Mm-hmm.
think that's its own thing, and it should stay its own thing. But Marvel Legends really should take lessons from Classified, and Classified should take lessons from itself because Classified out of the gate was better than Marvel Legends.
Mm-hmm.
That first Snake Eyes was was advanced compared to Marvel Legends, and now with what they're doing, like you said, should take and the same thing too is like Valiverse should also be, I think, taking notes too and trying to do more. But I know Bobby Vala, especially from watching his videos, he's very opinionated and very sure of the direction he wants to take his toys. Hey, Slaughter's number one
Raccoon's
marauder.
asshole.
He's in the house.
And Hillbilly made a comment he should not have made a while ago.
What comment was that?
Airborne V2 is the real Airborne. That's
Oh,
not nice.
them's fighting words.
They are.
But yeah, no, it's been. Oh, see, look at that. He brought down the room with a comment like that. Good
Nice job, Hillbilly.
Nice job. So I don't know. Let's go. You want to go back to Super 7 figures?
Sure.
All right. So we can talk a little bit about Ramar. And he's got his headband from the Arena of Sport. And I don't know. I think he works well with that Duke that they released. And Hillbilly is no longer part of Podcast from the Pit, apparently. I'm not sure if he was. I think he must have gotten a secret text from Casey while he wasn't talking. And anyway, go back to Ramar. I think he works really well with the Duke. I still think the Duke has the best head sculpt of any version 1 Duke. And if I had thought about it, I would have brought my my Kit Bash Duke down. It's all right. Good night, Hillbilly. It's okay.
See you, Hillbilly.
I'm sure but I really think the Super 7 head with the OG body, the OG torso, and then having the retro O-ring Hasbro legs and waist, so you can bend the knees and you can, sit him down without breaking a waist piece, is the best combination of a version 1 Duke you'll ever get. And that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. And they've never made a great Duke figure as is in the package, as far as I'm concerned, ever.
One exception. The first classified Duke, I think, was an amazing figure.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking 6-inch. Okay. Yes.
Well, I just thought we were talking about any Duke.
Any Duke. I like the field variant version of that Duke with the muted gold. I think that's pretty good.
And I like the gold because I felt like it was actually an evolution of G.I. Joe instead of just giving us the same thing. I mean, I get why some people didn't like it, but I liked it. Only thing I didn't like about that whole first wave was a stupid gun Roblox hat.
Yeah, the cattle prod.
Like. Yeah, but I thought the sculpt was great.
Oh no! Sculpt's, like I said, classified out the gate, awesome. Can't argue that. But what I can argue is the one thing that Ramar was missing in the package. You know what he was missing? Accessories. No accessories with this guy. And I think because he doesn't really have anything in the mass device, but maybe he could have come with the joystick for Destro and Cobra Commander. You see that? And then we'll get his little girlfriend too, Duke's girlfriend, the one he falls in love with. So we'll get more female O-ring characters because, O-ring G.I. Joe is kind of a sausage fest.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get a Baroness and Scarlet soon. So.
But I'm down for more original characters. I don't care.
Yeah.
Give me a Mara, give me a Magda, give me a Honda Lou.
Yeah, I would love for them to dig deep into the comic books. That would be my dream. Give me Captain Nim and stuff that I would never see coming.
Yeah.
Dr. Venom would be awesome.
Yes, we need an O-ring Dr. Venom. If we got an O-ring Dr. Venom and a new O-ring Quinn, I will part with my modern Quinn and I'll part with my modern Dr. Venom. I would totally do that and just keep going. Oh, Zazel wants Joe's and Yellow School scuba gear and also a comic version, Sergeant Slaughter. I agree.
That would be cool.
I think we need more Sergeant Slaughter figures. What do you think, Casey?
Of course.
And now, Sergeant Slaughter versus the Fatal Fluffy. What do you think? What do you think?
I think Fluffy's going down.
I think the Fatal Fluffy should wrestle Sergeant Slaughter. And I don't know a channel. Do you know any channels that would feature, wrestling GI Joes? I don't know.
Might have to check the clubhouse.
Maybe you want to check the clubhouse.
Ronnie wants Sarge and scuba gear.
Sergeant Yellow scuba gear. Actually, you know what? I'm slowly working my way through the Deke show. I got the DVDs, and the first season, I've been really happy with how much Sarge we've been getting in Deke.
It's probably the one redeeming factor of Deke.
The one redeeming factor?
Maybe. I don't know. I really liked the Operation Dragonfire. That was Deke, right?
Yes, that was the.
I like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can keep talking to Super 7 of what they should make. But anyway, so did you get you got your Fatal Fluffy, right, Casey? Did you get him out of the package yet?
No, I want to get some. I'm out of stands for my O-ring figures. I need to get some stands. So to keep them safe, I just leave them in there until I get those.
Jim's being a smart fellow by saying you can't take the Deke too fast, Gary. And keep repeating this because I think that event, you know what? I'm going to keep repeating this because eventually this will end up on the audio stream one day. It'll just be like horrible, but not planning on it anytime soon. But I think what they ended up doing by giving the Fatal Fluffy 2 accessories is taking the one away from Ramar, and I think that's a shame. I mean, I would have paid an extra $1 or $2 for all the additional plastic. I know that's probably sacrilege for some of the more bargain conscious, but the one big thing from having, especially these two bigger guys, Ramar and Fatal Fluffy, is really with what the new people have been doing with the articulated wrists. It's really just, such a welcome addition. And then the other thing too with the Fatal Fluffy I want to point out is his head only goes up and down. You can't turn it really much. I mean, you see me doing this, but that's really just taking up the play in the slot. But he really just looks down and looks up. And in certain angles, the eyes just don't look right, I think. But overall, it looks really good. I really think the pupils should just be a little bit closer together. But it's I don't know. I've been really loving this guy. I got 3 of them right now. I got a 4th on the way, 1 to leave in the package, and I really want to get my Dreadnoks out and all my ferrets and just relive Pyramid of Darkness in the space station. And that's a great way to like hybridize the play and bring this Defiant into that, because one of my favorite things, and I think Casey knows this because he's talked to me a few times. Oh, and Zazel's got 3 Fatal Fluffies. Way to go. That is a good choice, sir. Is I love mixing eras of Geos together that normally people would be like, why would you have your 83 Zap with a, Sonic Fighters rock and roll? And then my big thing was like recently, nothing like drinking 4-wheeler and 0G. Driving a 4-wheeler and 0G. But one of the things like for New Year's, I posted 2 Mortar Soldiers together. Was Downtown, the figure of the year. I'm sorry, he's the figure of my 2025, and also with Short Fuse, because they're the 2 biggest Mortar Soldiers of the GI Joe line. And Downtown is just, again, nobody talks about Downtown, but I'm going to talk about him as much as possible in 2025.
All right. I think you've mentioned him more than any other podcast. Hey, I just want to say, while me and Matt were at the Toy Pit in Indianapolis, ran into Mike Azari from What's on Joe Mind, talked to him for a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, love What's on Joe Mind. Great,
Yeah.
great group of guys and
It's
gals.
just always, it's always fun when you run into another podcaster out in the real world and you just sit there and talk about toys for a little bit.
Well, Zazel with interesting ideas. So downtown might be ready for training with a big boa.
I think the thing that hurts downtown is this color scheme.
Oh yeah. There was a Forgotten Figures thing on downtown, and they basically said that this is like the figure's amazing. It's just the colors are so like I said, it's just like the color choice was like throw the color wheel at it.
Yeah, it's like skid mark. A friend of ours did a custom skid mark where they did brown. It was like an inside joke for our show, but it looks so much better than the original.
I saw that. He posted in Podcast from the Pit.
Yep.
Yeah. Facebook group.
Yeah.
And
it looked good. Looked really good. And he says he's going to work on a crimson skid mark next. Our comedy's lowbrow, but we like it.
You played with these figures in third grade. Your humor stays in third grade. You were talking about
it. Yes. My wife says my sense of humor is 12 years old. And I'm like, okay, I can live with that.
Yeah, well, that's actually highbrow because now you're in the sixth grade.
Right. That's because half my jokes are dirty.
But yeah, no, it's it's been I dug around a little bit this week, and some people have been asking for things. Oh, he's never been involved in the skid mark jokes. Never.
He's the patient zero of the skid mark jokes.
And like you said, though, but he's actually like a really good figure overall.
Yeah.
His sculpt is awesome. If you paint him in normal army colors, he would fit in very easily with 83, 84, 85 Joe. No question.
Yeah.
Nothing is really fantastical about the figure. Like another figure I absolutely love, who eventually did get good color love, was Crazy Legs in 1987. And you get the 1988 Night Force Crazy Legs. It's just
night and day difference.
Night and day, and it's just a great figure. And he's an airborne trooper, so he pairs very well with airborne. And he doesn't fit in with Sky Patrol, so you know which airborne I'm talking about, Casey. And but it's just good, timeless, sculpting. And they kept that going throughout the 90s. Even in the neon era, those were the molds they kept. And then you get into the middle years where they took those sculpts from the 93, 94, because Hasbro lent out the molds to Fun School and everywhere, and they didn't get them back, and they just repurposed them in muted colors, and they look great. Downtown's one of those figures, and I think he became a Duke at one point. So my middle years I really want to get the Kavanaugh books, because not too many people did Big Shoulder era, and there's some real gems of remolds, new head sculpts, I know a lot of them got tiny head sculpts. And, there's even some love with the big shoulders. Like Bomb Strike's not a bad figure. Meta Viper is not a bad figure. I actually really enjoy that one. And then Scalpel, obviously Meta Viper's half brother, basically. And there's a couple of good ones, but for the most part, though, Overkill is actually not a bad big shoulder figure. And but what they did with the O-ring line, doing the Inferno bats, those are amazing. And there's gems everywhere, and almost every year you can always find a figure that's just like this. They really nailed it. Like this guy from '93, the Snow Serpent, and then in '98 they did a muted white version, and it looks so good, and it makes the Snow Serpent credible again. And we got a late joiner, They Gone. Hello, They Gone. Thanks for
Hello.
coming on.
So let me ask you a question. Super 7's given us all these deep cuts. Can you give me? I don't want to throw too much out there. Let's say 2 figures that, if you could pick a small 2-figure wave, who would you want?
Well, only because they're related. I want an O-ring hard master, and I want an O-ring soft master. And Casey, I'm going to throw it right back at you. You get 2 figures to choose from. What would you?
I would go towards the comic book line, and I really would love to see that Dr. Venom and Quinn. I would love to see that. I would like to see maybe, I know this is a little extra credit, but, when Snowjaw, Quick Kick, Outback, and Stalker was on that one mission, and they weren't all dressed in their. I would like to see those figures made in what they were wearing when they were captured for the gulags.
Yeah.
Just a little something, like we get.
You know what? Stuff. Let's throw this out into the chats. Let's throw this out in the chats. If you're in the chat right now, Jim Meal going first. Dr. Venom and Blind Master. Solid choices. I think with this crowd, we're going to get a lot of comic. So, keep firing off. Deep cut, not deep cut. Somebody that you want to see, that'd be great. And Dagon says he can die happy. He's got his crazy legs.
Nice.
And so Dagon, knowing Dagon, did he get his classified crazy legs? That's what I know. So Dagon, if you want to just write up there, you get your, let me know that one.
What about for a vehicle release? Bongo, the bear with her van, and have all those balloons in the back of it.
All right, Dagon, congratulations getting your classified crazy legs. Hope enjoy it. Love it.
Aftermarket.
Yeah, aftermarket. Okay. Yeah, you stole it. That was going to be the Bongo balloon. But honestly, I'm going to go Cobra, and I'm going to say Super 7, release the damn Cobra transport helicopter.
Yes.
And make it so it has a little container that you can drop down and then roll your his tank up to and pick that up.
Yeah.
Please. And if it costs $130, $140, I would buy 2 of them. I don't care. And Ronnie Trickshot wants the Dr. Venom and Quinn 2-pack O-ring figures from Super 7 or Hasbro.
Sure, yeah. And I want some of the like the later series were in there, Sarah Gordo, some of those dictators and stuff like that.
Oh,
that was so fun.
So Jim Meal saying he definitely wants the Cobra Aspen helicopter, and he wants the almost that insectoid looking transport vehicle from issues in 6 and 7, and that could actually be almost dual purpose because remember in the cartoon series they had the episode where they kidnapped Airborne's psychic ESP brother for all the all those like radioactive gems, and they had this very similar vehicle. Oh, Dagon wants a cool classified laser Viper, and he wants a stun. Well, Dagon, you might want to keep listening to the podcast when it comes out. The next one that comes out might be something you want to listen to. Jim Meal would agree.
Just for fun.
Yeah. I was actually psyched I was able to get outside and do the thumbnail early. It was like I had an afternoon. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna get out and Casey and Jim know what I'm talking about. Look for it. It's a real fun episode. I was really happy to revisit that vehicle. And but yeah, we got wow. I mean, we got a month and a half planned ahead, which is more than ever. We are embarking on essentially a countdown to Missile 100, but the real big one is going to be 99. I'm just going to warn everybody about that. Already got that guest lined up. Just got to get that one moving. And but Casey and I are going to be bringing on some guests to keep talking about our love of GI Joe and maybe other military and adventure toy lines and comic books. So that's coming up. It's going to be the next couple months are going to be really fun leading up to Joe Fest, and as I said for this podcast, getting to Missile 100. This live stream is I'm not counting it. This is just something fun to do, and just chill, sit back, chill, and talk plastic. Just
Might not be the place to ask, but are you planning on we're gonna do something live at Joe Fest, or is that on the thought process?
yeah, absolutely. Do something live there. Do some stuff there. I'm weird. I get lost in Joe Fest. It's just like it's so big. There's so much going on. The good thing about flying in is the fact that, it kind of curbs my spending a bit. Because having it shipped from Casey's house to mine is not cheap.
Not cheap.
Not cheap.
It's
So
definitely not cheap from my place to Ronnie's. That was crazy. But you're gonna have another package soon, Ronnie.
So it's so we're definitely going to do some more things, and got to just really talk and interviews. I mean, there's so much potential for everything. There's going to be a lot of Kirk Bazigian's going to be there, Hama's going to be there, Rudat's going to be there, and more. You got the heavy hitters. Slaughter, I think is already announced.
I am definitely going to try to interview Delta 17. Going to try to get with Callsign Lombo to get updates and everything like that. I don't know. I'm going to step out of my comfort zone this year.
Yeah.
And I mean, we got the tables this year, so we might actually be tied down a little bit, so we're not walking around so much.
Yeah. But what that can do is that can help the content and help everything. One of the weird things about Joe Fest, it's like you got a lot of great things at Joe Fest. You got the show floor. You got the panels. The panels are always great. The guys that put them on, and everybody helping out. Carson Metaxas from 3D Joe's, and everybody just helping out. It is an absolute wonderful time. And then you have the lobby swap, which basically financed my trip last year. And then you finally have, at the end of the day, you have just the community as a whole. It's very easy to get lost and just enjoy talking. But when you're on a podcast and you have a table,
Yeah.
you're kind of expected to have a microphone.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll talk to you after stream. I got an idea. But,
Well, what am I in for? That's,
and Ronnie, no need to be sorry, my friend. Podcast from the pit and Joe Ricondo is going to hook you up. So do not even worry about the shipping cost.
So, are you sending him a crate with some holes drilled in it so he can ship himself to Joe Fest?
Dude, I would love if, got so many friends in Australia. I would love it if they, and New Zealand too, if they could all come. I think Zazel's coming this year again. That's going to be awesome. Missed him last year. So I don't know, man. It's just 3 to 4 days of seeing people that I like and respect.
Yeah.
And no drama. Just sit there and have fun. That's what I like.
That's really what it is. It's like there's really no drama. I mean, it's just like a whole, nobody complains. It's like, I think the worst thing that anybody can say is the prices are high in a certain item at a certain booth. I mean,
you just go to a different one.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, where else are you going to see 1995 GI Joe figures?
Right.
They had the Joe Declassified booth had a set of the prototypes that surfaced a couple years ago. And then there was one booth probably 50 feet away that had the figures for sale. And it was definitely too rich for my blood. 12 grand is a little pricey.
And I found you a card at Airtight last month, so I don't know. 2 months ago now.
That's really the last vintage thing I'm like I will impulsively buy. I have to get a list going of all the other stuff that I'm missing, but the days of random blind buying collections is gone. I wish I got into trouble doing it. I enjoyed doing it, but now it's ready to move on to the next phase.
Yeah, I gotta watch that impulse buying.
Yeah, see, I gotta do things like, I know you're a big Destro fan.
Love Destro.
So
yeah, that's true. They gone.
Oh,
that's cool. I don't have one of those.
Oh, you should get one. It's pretty fun. But this one's missing a couple things, and eventually I just got to get back to finishing what I have. That's really where I'm at. Just take a list and work down. I did that with my figures years ago. And it got me through roughly 1991, 1992. In 1992, like I've told you, that's the year where I start getting picking and choosing.
Yeah, you actually helped me finish some stuff back before we even talked on a regular basis. You helped me finish my Night Raven and a couple other things.
Yeah, it's just that's how much extra stuff I used to have. It was like, oh, hey, I know somebody that's looking for this. Text. So, what's your address? I just want to send you something. Yeah, it's just like, and then you get surprises in the mail, which you might end up with one in a couple weeks. Just saying.
Always welcome.
It's cheaper than what you have next to you that creeps onto the screen every now and then.
Yeah, I can't wait to open them.
Yeah. And
look at that.
Yeah. But that's the other good thing about this is, you connect with people and, if that you can do something that puts a little smile on somebody's face, every once in a blue moon, that's that's why I did the podcast. If somebody can listen to this and be like, oh, hey, I would like to, get a Phantom X19. What should I watch out for? I want to get a, Night Raven, which we still haven't covered. I've talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
but, is say, hey, this is where because, maybe, I'm not trying to do this as a public service, but if you go to a toy show and you don't know what you're looking at, you don't know what the caveats are, maybe you can listen to a podcast and brush up on some of the the nuances of the toy.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first podcasts I listened to was Joe on Joe, and it was very early on. I was working with the Johns on Pint of Comics, now the Pint. Oh, and Ronnie's heading out. Ronnie, thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
And but so I listened to Joe on Joe because they were interviewing Flint Dilley, writer and of G.I. Joe and the Transformers for Sunbow. So I wanted to get a little bit of feel for what he did, listen to Joe on Joe, got a little bit of the episodes, and then started listening to all of Joe on Joe. He's in my regular rotation. And but that's what you do. You listen to podcasts, you figure something out, and then you move, and it helps you with maybe a task you're going to work on later.
We should get him on. Joe Slutsky.
Oh, jeez. He's a from my limited conversations with him, he's an awesome dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
I loved it when he was doing the recaps of the Marvel comics. I would just listen to those because I got into them late, so I had a backlog, and it was amazing. He did such a great job with those.
Yes. Yeah, and it was a different flavor than what Talking Joe did, which is nice because sometimes, Talking Joe did with Chief and Ben, and then Chief and Chris, and then Chief and Steve, then Chief and Mark, and now Mark and Tim.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just they did it differently, and that's the great thing. That's what we do. And I don't know. We've been chatting for a good while, and it's been good. I wish I had something else in my my Snake Eyes cup.
I'm just about out of tea.
Yeah, but I don't know. If anybody's got any questions in the chat for us, we'll stay on a good 5 more minutes, and then we'll maybe just call it a night. Getting ready to, maybe eventually I'll open up this Sonic Fighter Stalker locked in the box. And funny thing is, right next to me, this is my workbench I'm recording from. I got the blown up batteries from my 93 mail away Hawk. And that's why some toys shouldn't remain in the package. We all know our O-rings are going to pop and the batteries are going to burst.
I know I wanted to show you while we're waiting to see if anybody's got any questions. So a couple weeks ago, I got this amazing custom Sunbow Airborne sent to me.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah. And
then
you want to rattle off who
I'm sorry.
Who did it?
Foot 1212. He's just an amazing guy. Out of the blue. Got my address from Hillbilly. I didn't know it was coming. Then I got this custom Airborne from Alpha Creative One. Out of the blue. Did not know it was coming. I mean, these are things that really, put a smile on my face. That people know how much I love Airborne, and they go out of their way to make something special and send it to me. Then Hillbilly sent me a custom Night Force Airborne.
Oh, that's cool.
So now I am on a custom 1983 airborne kick.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about doing this.
And Dagon agrees.
Yep. One of the few classifieds I have too.
Yeah, no, I mean, when they do the classified airtight.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's a group of, there's just, it's just a group of those oddball guys. They always, they always say, every figure was somebody's favorite, and it's true. You know, Airtight was from Connecticut, and he was the first Joe from Connecticut. So it was just like, I gravitated towards him, and it's what you do. You gravitated to Airborne, man. He's a great figure.
Yeah, he's been my favorite Joe since '83.
And GI Jokers has great taste as well.
I think Airtight is majorly underrated.
If you use him for his specialty, he's kind of limited. But when I was a kid, he was everything. He was a vehicle driver. He was, assault trooper. He grabbed a rifle from my outpost defender, and he attacked. He wasn't just the guy, sniffing the air.
No, he just looks so cool too, I think.
Oh yeah, but that was 1985. That was the Grand Slam year of GI Joe. That was you can't find any fault really with 85.
85 to 87, I think, is the 3 prime years of amazing figures.
Yes, I agree. I warmed up to 87 really quick, during my collecting, where even I like Crystal Ball. It's just like, I'm not supposed to like this guy, but there's so much. I just appreciate the work that went into the character. I appreciate the work that went into the figure. I appreciate the paint. I appreciate, and then it's Crystal Ball. And then you got Raptor. It's like, why do you like Raptor so much? I have no idea. I found a Raptor at a comic shop down the street that not really the best comic shop to buy comics at, in my opinion. But there was this Raptor laying on a group of boxes, so I picked him up and I brought him up and I says, "How much do you want for this guy? No Joe left behind, right?" This is, and I bought some comics. And they're like, "Yeah, don't just take that. We'll throw that in."
Okay,
no problem. And he hangs out. But I think we're gonna close out. Oh, Jim Meal. Everyone has guilty pleasure figure. What is your guys' figure that most others think are weird? Oh, that's a great question to end out.
I don't know about weird, but I know a lot of people don't like is Televiper. I love the Televiper. A lot of people think they're useless, but I like them.
Yeah, I mean, I go for the weird. So, like I said, I've Raptor and Crystal Ball. But man, right now I'm on a downtown kick.
Oh,
so right now he is my current guilty pleasure. I'll go with downtown.
Jim says Psych Out, and honestly, in the IDW run of Hama, he used Psych Out a lot, and he made him a cool character. He didn't have none of that crap on him.
Yeah. No, it's. Yeah, I'm. It's. That'd be like saying Armadillo. Dagon likes Rampart. I mean, 1990 is another great year of figures. They all break. A lot of them have broken crotches. I was digging through my spare figures bin 2 nights ago, and I found one of this Laser Viper that I don't need, right? And then I'm looking at it, I was like, oh wow, it's in pretty nice shape. and then I go into my my Laser Viper box, and I only had one Laser Viper with an unbroken waist. So I was like, "Oh, now I got a second one." And then he replaced one of my broken waist Laser Vipers. And
Oh,
Jim's
yeah.
reminding
Free
us that,
fall.
yep, and Free Fall is not well known.
Sure. Free fall's a good looking Joe.
Yeah,
Outfit and the gun.
yeah. But I don't know if I would call him a guilty pleasure. I think
No.
guilty pleasure would be something like,
Battle Force
uh,
2000.
yeah, Battle Force 2000. But even Blocker and Battle Force 2000 is not bad, and Avalanche and Dodger aren't bad. I think
DJ.
maybe Maverick. Oh, DJ's on the deck of my flag behind me. Forgotten 90s. Well, maybe there's a topic for later.
Mm-hmm.
And Dagon, I don't know if you watch podcasts from the pit, but they did a lot of list shows in the recent past covering their favorite figures from all the way from 82 to 1994. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that. OG Deep Six. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That is that's a guilty pleasure.
Hillbilly's got his in his aquarium.
That's where he belongs. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
89 Deep Six all the way. But I don't know, Casey. I think we've done everything we set out to do tonight. Well, how about
Can I say what we're doing Saturday on Podcast from the Pit? Is that okay?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Gary said that we did our list for each year. Hillbilly picked a topic for next Saturday. And what we're doing is our top 5 Joes from years 1982 to 94. We only get 5 Joes. Not Cobras, just Joes. So that's going to be an interesting list. And we got a couple people coming on. One guy's for the first time, so should be fun. But if you guys can, check us out next Saturday, 8 a.m. Eastern.
And then hopefully in the next couple days, I'm going to finish the edit, and missile number 90 will be published. It's been baking in the oven for 2 weeks now, and I'm really looking forward to moving on with a lot of the topics moving forward. It's going to be we got a fun spring coming up. So, all right. So they go on to saying, stay safe. If you can't, keep careful. And I will say, everybody, one final missile for the masses: be decent to one another. And Casey,
take care, guys.
All right. Have a good day or night wherever you are.